You are listening to Wrestling Goons Radio, and this is the Raw reaction for August 18th, 2014. We have a four-man team with us tonight: Damian Lawson, Daniel Tanner, and Mark Pitts, and we will get into the show that we like to call the roller coaster Raw. There were a lot of ups and a lot of downs. The opening segment picked up last night from Stephanie McMahon and Brie Bella. I thought this was one of the worst segments that could have possibly happened. And because I feel that way, I hope somebody else has something positive to say. So I'm going to let everybody else go first, and I'm going to go last on this one because it just made me so upset. Tanner, I'm going to start with you. What did you think about the way we started out Raw tonight?
Alright, so I missed like the first 5 minutes of this, but when I checked out what Stephanie was out there, I thought it was pretty cool. She's becoming a believable heel, a real good one. At first, Stephanie was just lame to me, but this was good. The whole Nikki Bella talking about how Bree's always in the spotlight or whatever. It was boring. It was just not convincing. It was just horrible. Also, I want to mention that how they was plugging in the network in the beginning. It's got to the point was funny now. It's becoming kind of pathetic, if you ask me. But the opening segment was okay, minus the Nikki part.
I have a feeling that plugging the network isn't going to go anywhere, and you can blame the crowd for that. The crowd is to blame for it because they are the ones putting $9.99 signs, and they are the ones saying how loud they can scream $9.99. You are the problem, people. You know what? Everybody that's saying $9.99 better be paying $9.99, or the catchphrase doesn't mean a thing. It means nothing. Pay your $9.99, and then you can chant it all you want to. Damien, what did you think of the opening of Raw tonight?
It was god awful.
Jesus.
These twins, I don't know what they're trying to make themselves into because their acting career is already over.
Amen.
They are the worst I've ever seen, diva or men. They can't act. The best part of it was when it was over.
I think the best part of it was when Daniel Bryan's music hit. Like, we all thought Daniel Bryan was there. I was like, here we go. I don't know, they didn't tell us this. This is awesome. What a way to start Raw. And of course, Stephanie trolled us. Which is great. I love the Steph shirt, by the way. Shout out. I would buy that shirt. That is awesome. That's a good way to take a jab at Daniel Bryan. I was upset that they kept the Megan Miller thing going. I was really hoping they were going to let that go. It doesn't make Daniel Bryan look good at all, and it doesn't make any sense. That's just my opinion. Take it for what it is. Mark, were you a fan of this opening segment?
I didn't get to watch it live, so I had to YouTube it just because it's Stephanie, and I love her to death. And yes, I did love the Steph shirt, and I will be purchasing one whenever Raw gets back to Atlanta. But you said it correctly. The twins can't act. They've gotten a little bit better in the ring, and I think that's mostly because of the people that they associate themselves with, Daniel Bryan and John Cena. And I've been seeing more Cena and Nikki and a little bit of Daniel and Brie, but she's not really catching the drift. But yeah, the acting kind of sucks. But Stephanie, anything Stephanie's in at least makes up a smidgen of it. So it sucked, but it was decent because I got to watch that.
Alright, I'm gonna keep it as short as I possibly can, because I don't need this to be a 3-hour tirade on this piece of garbage. But I'm gonna start with Nikki Bella coming out. She's making her first appearance as a heel, and what does she do? She slips out of her heel on the ramp. Now, she tries to play it off really cool by grabbing her heel and, doing a little shruggy shrug. But then, later in the segment, when it's time for Brie Bella to come out. Stephanie is waiting on the punchline, apparently, and they deliver it. And there is the most awkward 10 seconds of silence you can have on live TV. It is terrible how long that took between the Brie Bella walking out and then that. The bottom line is, this whole storyline is not believable, just like the Megan Miller thing. I'm not going to believe that these twins, after all these years, all of a sudden they're just going to have all these problems. It's not believable. The ring is reaching way too far. The only way this is going to make me happy at the end of this feud is if it ends with, like Mark said, the people they associate with ended up in mixed tag matches, and you wind up giving me a John Cena Daniel Bryan feud that way, leading into it, then I'm sold. Count me in. If it doesn't have that, it's a waste of my time, and I don't think I need to say any more about it. Anybody got anything else they want to add to this opening segment before we move on?
I just want to say one thing is that now that I guess it's official that they're moving on from the Megan Miller storyline, which is stupid in my opinion.
No, I don't think they are. They brought it up again tonight, actually. They brought it up.
I mean, they did though, but I don't think we're going to see her again, at least not for a very long time.
I don't think she's important. It's just the act of what happened that's important.
Right. So we'll see. Though it'll be funny. They should have just not have the Megan Miller storyline. They should have had it where it was like Nikki who had an affair with Daniel Bryan more so.
Nikki kissing him.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. And John Cena's not going to get jealous because he can give a fuck less what Nikki Bella
He
does.
should be jealous. This could make him. He doesn't have to be healed, John Cena. This could make him jealous boyfriend, John Cena. Daniel Bryan can come back and be like, "Hey, I thought it was you, Brie. I'm sorry."
Hey,
Yeah.
his boyfriend's ex-macho man.
That's true. But you know what, guys? This is what irritates me. If you're going to have a show like Total Divas, and I can't believe I'm using part of the Raw podcast for this, you can make, the storylines intertwine. So, if John Cena is this dick boyfriend that isn't going to, have Nikki Bella signing prenups before she moves in his house, and think, he's a dick. That's what he is. Use it in the storyline. That's how you turn him heel. I mean, they could write these things themselves very easily, and the crowd would react very easily. But they, the WWE, they can't connect dots. That's not what they do. Tanner, what do we got next in the show?
We got Harper and Eric Rowan versus Big Show and Mark Henry.
Alright, I am sold on this, and I'm going to go into it later. I'll be going at one point in this rotation. I'm going to start with Mark. Mark, what was your thoughts on this tag match tonight? Do you think it might start out a feud between the two?
I hope that it's leading to the Big Show and Mark Henry getting the titles from the Usos, because the Usos have had it for a while. It's relevant again. And Mark Henry, Big Show, a dominant tag team. We've seen them before. Give them one last run as a tag team champion, and then have them later lose it to the Wyatts. That way the Usos didn't give it up to the Wyatts, and they can go back at a feud at a later time, but also it allows the Wyatts to get the titles.
Nice thinking. Damien, what do you think of this tag match?
Well, I don't know about them going forward with it, because we see where Mark is going. Mark is facing.
Yeah, that's a nice swerve.
Mark can face him right now.
Right.
About them taking the titles from the Usos. I don't know about that either, because where do you go with the Usos if they don't have the belts? They're not going to be singles.
Hopefully they go back to superstars.
I mean, they can have great matches with the other tag teams that are coming up and help elevate more tag teams, because I think the Ascension are coming in soon. And that will lead to another tag team in Raw. We already have Goldust and Stardust. and then Ryback Axel. So, I mean, you have a few. Slater Gator, they could go feud with Slater Gator and put them way over, or at least Heath Slater.
I promise you, in the next 6 months, Kevin Steen and Sami Zayn are gonna be on the main roster as a tag team. You can write it down. They're too good not to, and their chemistry together is unbelievable. But you know, we'll get into that later. My thoughts, that I'll get to Tanner. I think that Big Show and Mark Henry, I'm glad they're together if they're not going to do the NOD thing, which I don't understand why they dropped it. But, Big Show and they're acting like they never teamed before, and I don't know why. Like, they're treating it like we've never seen this before, and they're an unstoppable force. I've seen Big Show and Mark Henry in some form at least 3 or 4 times. So, I don't know what to take of that. I don't think that they're going to win the tag titles. If anything, I think that the Yes Sir, they're just going to keep winning. Because as we'll see later in the show, they seem to lose every non-title match, but they'll win at the title match. So, that's what I took from it. Tanner, what is your thoughts on the Big Show and Henry versus the Wyatts?
Really didn't too much care for it, though. I look at them as being a dominating tag team. I don't see them winning the title anytime soon. I see someone else probably winning it, but we'll get to that later. I want to give credit to the Wyatts because they are an underrated tag team that people don't give them a lot of credit, and they are pretty much good workers in the ring to just about anyone. So I want to give them credit, and I would like to see them with the title somewhere down the line.
Me too, absolutely. What do we got next?
Next, we have the rematch between Dolph Ziggler. No, we don't have that. We have backstage with Dolph Ziggler and Ric Flair.
The little segment. I actually missed this, so I'm kind of disappointed, but apparently Flair had a few backstage segments tonight. I know the Orton one later got no reaction whatsoever. So hopefully the Dolph one got more. Did anybody see it? Mark, what about you? What did you think about this interaction with Flair and Dolph?
I liked it. They also, if you went on the app and voted, they also had the thing about who would you rather see Ric Flair mentor, and they had a picture of The Miz, and they had a picture of Dolph. And for the majority of the night, it was 92% Dolph, 8% The Miz. So obviously they're going somewhere with this storyline, like we've all wanted for a long time, like Flair's wanted for a long time. I think it comes down to The Miz using the figure 4 at one point in time, and Flair coming out there, and by the end of it, Flair putting The Miz in the figure 4, just for the sheer pop of things. I don't think we'll see Flair wrestle, but I do see him being in The Miz's corner.
I hope so. Everybody agree on that, Damien?
I hated it.
Wow.
I hate the segment. I mean, I would love Flair to be in Dolph's corner. I would love Dolph to get a push further than the Intercontinental title. But, God, I hate The Miz. He's from my hometown. They both are. God, he's annoying.
Yeah.
He's a heel, so that's what he's supposed to be. But
Yeah, but there's a good kind of annoying and a bad kind of annoying, and I think he comes off as the bad kind of annoying sometimes.
totally agree.
Yeah. I guess we'll go ahead and lean that into the match, Tanner, unless you got any final thoughts on Ziggler and Flair's interaction.
I enjoyed that Flair was there in the house tonight. I think personally to me that Miz probably needs Flair as his manager more so than Dolph Ziggler, because Dolph has it. You know, Miz is still a bit kind of wishy-washy, and he does need a manager by his side. But I think the whole arrogant superstar Hollywood guy gimmick is getting in the way to prevent like a Flair to manage him. So personally, I don't too much like the whole Flair and Ziggler hookup.
Wow, I guess we're gonna be all split on that then, because I pretty much do. I'm for it, but only because I've seen Flair be put with people that he doesn't want to be with before. I'm not gonna say any names. Paul Roma, AJ Styles, and when you put him with somebody that he doesn't endorse truly, I think with TNA also put him with Gunner at one point. Like that is, I don't even understand. Anyway. Flair is, I'm glad he's not going to be with Miz, actually. Because, like I said, he didn't want to be with him, and you can't force it. He did the worst figure four in the history of wrestling in the beginning of it, so.
It's unbelievable. I'm like, why are you letting go?
Yeah.
We can see this.
Right? Mark, you got anything to add?
Was his figure four worse than the Rock's sharpshooter?
Probably not.
Okay. I'm just saying, because I'm a huge Miz fan. I get it, he's annoying. Yes. If you actually knew Mike, then he is fucking annoying. That is who he is, and he loves it, and the people around him get the sarcastic asshole of him. But that's only because I've met him through one of my friends who's also on the Real World. So that's just him. But around people he's cool with, he's funny as shit. I get it, he's an annoying person. So was Vicky. Shit, she was annoying down to the bone. But I still loved her because I knew that was Vicky Guerrero.
I think Miz is always going to struggle with the fact that he's not going to get the respect that he deserves from the boys because the fact that he is a WWE product. He is something they built from the ground up rather than working his way up through the indies and, doing the whole traditional developmental thing. That didn't exist for Miz. He got straight to the push of host of SmackDown right onto the roster, and that was the end of that. So I think that I'm not going to like him because he has a wife like Maurice. So that's why I'm going to hate him.
They should use Maurice.
Absolutely.
He's mentioned her a few times. She needs to come out. Pull off this attitude that you have. Do it. And him and her could do it to a T, and he would have the most heat. Because you have the people who just don't like the annoying person, as well as the jealous male aspect of things, and he will drive the IWC crazy. You will have every male hating this man with a passion. They could so use her, and so should use her.
So basically what we're going to take from the match is that the Miz and Dolph Ziggler are probably going to keep this feud going for a while. Looks like Dolph is going to be the one holding the belt, so I'm glad with that. Anybody else got anything to add on the match itself?
It was a count out, wasn't it?
Yeah, actually, I think I should go over that. Dolph actually got counted out and lost. The Miz won by a count out. That's kind of odd finish. Actually, had the babyface get counted out. But yeah, Dolph retains the title. Miz gets the win. Not really sure where they're going with that, but it keeps the feud going.
Okay. My look on this, no title match should end with a count out.
Yeah, I agree.
This is some NWA shit.
Yeah, some Destiny booking.
Yeah. This should never happen. I don't care if Peter lost by disqualification. Just don't count out the champ.
I'm with you, man. Don't make no sense. Tanner?
Nope.
No comments.
I hear you. Terrible. Alright, what you got next?
After that Ziggler and Flair segment, we have another segment which was an awesome segment that I enjoyed. Was between between the backstage interview between Renee Young and Seth Rollins, where Dean Ambrose comes from behind him, pours a bucket of ice water over him, and Rollins turns around and Ambrose says, "What? It's for charity," and he throws the bucket and they get into it.
Pretty awesome. That was great. I like just how they used Dean the proper way of having the camera turn at the right moment to hit him. It's just perfect. Mark, you got anything you want to add?
Okay, so my brother just had this brilliant idea. Ric Flair and Charlotte with Dolph, Miz and Maurice.
It'd be a nice thing. It'd be a nice touch.
Will it happen? Hell no.
No, not a chance. So, now, the Ice Bucket Challenge. So the camera cuts over to Dean Ambrose and he gets the Austin Black Pop. I think that is exactly how they're playing him. That's great. We'll find out later on in the night that all that little build-up is for nothing, apparently. Because he's going away for a while to make a movie. That's all I took from it. Yeah, it was a great moment to put over ALS. Good job for them for doing that on the air. Even though they could have said ALS when they finished for charity. They could have added that cheap plug, but they didn't. That's all I took from it, really. Yeah, I wasn't that hyped about it as everybody else was. Damien?
At least I want him to pay up his $50.
Yeah, like at least show me the money on the air. Pull it out.
Yeah.
I'm with
But
you.
the segment was good. It shows that Dean is unpredictable. Whenever he gets back, I expect it'll be in an unpredictable way. I love his character. I love it. I also love Rollins as a heel.
Yeah.
Who would have thought he would have been a believable heel?
I mean, I would have, but only because I watched him in Ring of Honor.
I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, he was great. Tyler Black was the main eventer over there for at least a year and a half, and he was primed for this. And that's another thing, and this, I know they have to do it, and I've heard the outsiders say that it actually benefits them to go to NXT to learn how the WWE does things, and to learn how their rings are, and to learn how their structures are in organizing a show. It benefits them to do it, but to have guys like Seth Rollins, and guys like Kevin Steen, and guys like Sami Zayn, and guys like Kenta, that are going to be down here in developmental is a disgrace. They can be on Raw right now, taking over all these bad filler spots that they have. They have terrible matches, terrible segments, and they're easy fixes, and you know what I mean, they're going to use that slow 2.5-year wait system that they do on people, so by the time we get Kevin Steen, he'll be 34, knowing him, so another story for another time. Anybody else? Got anything, or can we just go ahead and move on?
What we got next is another segment, Triple H and Kane, with Seth Rollins bursting in and talking about what happened with Ambrose and all this other stuff. It was pretty much pointless.
Wasted. We can just move on past it.
Next match, we have Natalya versus Paige.
Yeah, I was for this. By the way, shout out to Natty for looking fine tonight. I don't know
Incredible.
Oh, I've never seen her that beautiful in my life. I was angry when the camera cut off of her. I was like, what are you doing? But as for the match itself, Paige is coming into her own as a heel. That's what she's supposed to be. It works well. I really, 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 really wish they would drop this frenemy stuff. Glad to see Natty get the win. Looking to see Paige and Natty Moore. I'd like to see Paige and Natty Moore. I'd like to see AJ just go to be Mrs. Punk for a while. That way she can give him some loving and convince him to come back with her. And that would be what she needs to do. That would be what's best for business. So AJ, it's time for you to go take care of your man and bring him back to us. That's the plan right now. That's what I took from it. Damien, anything from this match?
No.
Nothing.
No.
Crickets.
There was no chemical tonight.
No.
No. They got what? They fired the cameraman from last night?
Yeah, he's out. They put.
This is terrible.
Hey man, Paige's ass was pretty much out of her shorts tonight. Like it was hanging.
Yeah. And he didn't get the great angle that he should have.
He missed it. It was just. He was like, oh no, we can't show that. Jerry Lawler almost broke his neck trying to get over there.
He's the reason why we ain't see it tonight.
Exactly. He was hiding under the ring. Yeah. So, Mark, you got anything you want to add to this Divas match?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm a huge Paige and AJ fan. Paige from way back. Pre-NXT, she has been raised in this shit, just like Natalya has, but they've given Natalya shit, and I'm kind of sick and tired of it. Which is why I like her actually getting the pin. It leads to some controversy later on down the line, and with so many of these people getting pins in non-title Divas matches, I think it's leading to something. So, my ultimate goal is I'm thinking that it's probably going to be AJ, Paige, Natalya, Emma in a fatal four-way for the Divas title. I think that's the end game. How we get there, who knows? Paige being psycho and AJ being crazy. Paige is bringing out a seductive side as well, which I'm totally okay with, to be honest with you. The storyline can progress in so many different ways. I like it. The two divas can wrestle. I mean, they've shown that before. They've had good matches before. They haven't always produced good matches 100% of the time. Give them another month at it. SummerSlam was a decent one. I think they can do better.
Tanner, you got any thoughts?
No, really, other than a shout out to Natty for being a great worker. Want to give her credit for that. I don't like Paige as a heel, really. I don't like Paige, period, at all.
Wow.
Paige is great, as always, to me. That's another thing I wanted to mention. I get tired of the whole, like, I think you have mentioned it, Anthony, where they come out, the music hits, they come out, it's action, and they end up losing. It's becoming annoying, and it's been happening weekly. Like, they need to cut that out.
I'm with you, and they do it way too often. And like, if I got it one time a night, I'm cool with it. But when you got to write 3 or 4 endings to 5 matches, and they're all where the music hits, and everybody's like, "Holy shit, I can't pay attention anymore." Oh,
Yeah,
I got rolled up. I can't kick out. Oh no, you're stupid. I'm done with it.
One more thing about this.
Yeah.
What is it that a heart can't get a push anymore?
I mean, you know, they blame it on Brett. Brett screwed Brett, damn it. And he also screwed his family and their grandchildren, so.
Like, this is a great family, but I'm not going to get a push for a long time.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. What do they do with family histories? I mean, the Rhodes wear polka dots and makeup, so they're transvestites, so they don't care about family heritage. You know what I mean? There's only one family in wrestling, damn it, Miss McMahon. Anyway, what do we got next?
We got here one of the biggest moments of the night. The WWE World's Heavyweight Championship presentation for Brock Lesnar.
It was big. It's big. Triple H is awesome at his role. I'm going to start out by saying that. Other than that, I'm going to let everybody else go first this time, and I'll go in last. Tanner, I'll let you go ahead and cover it first.
I was one of the biggest critics when it came to Brock Lesnar. I was part of the whole mob of I can't stand part-timers, but he did the job to the guy I hate the most. So I'm okay with Brock Lesnar winning. Brock Lesnar is a god. Paul Heyman is a god on the microphone. He was great. Everything was great. The whole idea of how he came at John Cena saying that he tried to be the one to beat the one who was the one in 21. No, 21 and 1. It was just great.
Yeah.
The whole suplex chant being repeated. It was just awesome. It's like, can Paul Heyman really do anything wrong? Really?
No.
It was just great.
You know what he can do wrong? He can't manage money well. That's what he can't do well. So, as long as you don't have Paul Heyman in charge of your finances, you are all right. I'm with you on that. Damien, anything from this presentation of the title? By the way, I just want to go ahead and get this out of the way, and I think you're going to say the same thing I am, so I'll let you go first.
Yes, it's great to see Brock Lesnar holding the Rock's belt.
Thank you. What in the hell?
I hate it.
What in the hell? They acted like we were about to get some brand new title, and it's the same damn belt. What? Why didn't they just say, hey guys, you know that big yellow gold piece of shit from WCW? Oh, fuck it, we're getting rid of it. That's what we're doing.
But they did add something new to it. They added the new logo.
That's it.
I mean, in the new logo, it's just a sharper image of it. It's not even... and the rocks on it. What are they going to tell me? Are they going to tell me that Brock Lesnar is the other Brahma Bull? Like, is that how they're going to sell it to me? Holy mackerel. Anyway, go ahead, Damien. Finish your thought on this ceremony.
Heyman was great.
Yep.
The way he broke down the other dominant champions. 4 years, 7 years, 10 years. All he was doing was putting Brock on a bigger pedestal. It was great. I mean, I'm not the greatest Brock Lesnar fan. I can care less for his reign, but I see the story of it, and that's why I'm interested.
I'm probably going to lean into what Mark is going to say with this, but I feel like Brock Lesnar did what he was supposed to do, like exactly what he was supposed to do. Like you said, Damien, the story played out to perfection. Mark, what are your thoughts?
Honestly, I absolutely loved the match. Number one, using 2 or 3 moves to completely decimate, honestly, Paul Heyman even alluded to, the greatest performer that we have had in the last 10 years. He said it himself. Rocky, he was around for 4, 5, 6 years that he was really relevant, and that's with Stone Cold. So, okay, you split their times in half, 3 of which probably Rock was really great, 3 of which Stone Cold got the better of him. Okay, that's 6 years to 2 people. Congratulations. John Cena just performed for the last 12 by himself, carrying a damn brand who is, at that time, doing great.
Oh, wait a minute,
Where
wait a
can
minute.
you go wrong with them?
Hold on.
But
Damien?
you have this beast of a man who completely wiped out your best guy, your golden boy, Vince McMahon's ball sack. It just got chopped off by a beast.
Yeah.
And Paul Heyman, his advocate, who used to rally against him in ECW, who has been known to be the anti-authority. Before Paul Heyman was a CM Punk manager, Paul Heyman drops pipe bombs. That's what Paul Heyman does. And the people he associates themselves are likened into him. So therefore they perform like Paul Heyman would if Paul Heyman was their body. So that's amazing. The Beast should have the title for probably a year and a half, showing up 4 times a year like he has for the past 3 years. Because honestly, I've seen him on a more consistent basis than I've seen The Rock. And apparently The Rock loves me so much that he doesn't want to leave.
Nice.
But yet he left. But he's a crybaby. Who cares? Whatever. Go home.
Damien,
See him.
Damien, what did you have to add?
The Rock and Austin make the company more money in 6 years than Cena made in 10.
I think that's true. I also think that it was a part of that era, though. Like, that was when wrestling was as hot as it was going to get. And that's another thing. Like, I bring that up a lot, though, too. I bring it up a lot that when people put The Rock and Austin on this giant high pedestal, they gotta keep in mind that they wasn't there long. Like, they didn't dabble in wrestling long. Austin did. I'll give Austin way more than I'll give The Rock, because The Rock literally had nothing in the CFL one day, broke in a hotel room, and said, you know what, I got nothing to do. I think I'll go be a wrestler. And within 6 months, he was at wrestling on a pay-per-view as Rocky Maivia. He just walked right through the door, and I can't put him on that list that I'll put a Stone Cold Steve Austin, but I do think John Cena paid his dues, and I think for 12 years, even like him or hate him, because I hate him more than anybody, he's been the guy. I love that Heyman teamed that he would do anything to make John Cena a Paul Heyman guy. That is freaking awesome. The crowd didn't know how to respond. They were shocked. They were like, wait, what do you mean? What do you mean John Cena's the Paul Heyman guy, huh? And I would love for them to go that route. I don't think they ever will, but Mark, anything to add?
They will go down this road. And I started getting the picture together when it was Heyman coming at Cena with the raps. As you knew, Cena didn't respond with the raps. Cena responded like the corporate John Cena should respond. Oh, it's the kiddies. Oh, you're gonna see me go heel, but not give it to you just because he's a good guy at heart. That's the road they're going down. He had heart. Yeah, his heart got crushed into a million little pieces, along with all the rest of the little kitty fans out there who witnessed it live. Heyman came at him with the raps, and that's the point. The Doctor will come back as a Heyman guy in probably about 3 or 4 months.
Wow. Tanner, anything you want to add before we move on?
No, not really. I'm kind of shocked with that last statement.
Right.
Yeah.
That's wow. That's a bombshell.
Me too.
Hey, let's make a note of that, because I'm going to keep a record of the time slot here, and we're going to look in November. I got a lot going on in November, actually, because also in November is my prediction of Adam Rose being fired from the WWE. And,
okay.
but it's not looking good so far, by the way. I haven't seen him. He's Sami Zayn's partner, and I have a feeling at TakeOver that's going to change, too. So, what do we got next?
We got Ziggler and Miz. I think
we already covered it.
We did that.
Yeah.
Next, we have another backstage segment with Renee Young and Jack Swagger.
Yeah, I think the other thing we need to say about this, and we can just go ahead and cover the match with it, other than the fact that let's go ahead and get it out of the way, Cesaro fucking won. Cesaro is a winner. Damn it, I don't care that he beat Jack Swagger, he won. Which, by the way, did they totally forget the 2 weeks ago that Swagger made him tap out twice in 1 week like a bitch? Like, and now Cesaro's just gonna own him like it's nothing. What happened to Jack Swagger, guys? Anybody got any thoughts? Cause he's gone. Jack Swagger's out.
I don't know about Jack Swagger. I mean, I'm glad that Cesaro got a win, but it looks like now they're going to turn Jack Swagger's direction towards Bo Dallas. I don't know why. Maybe Bo is, on borrowed time right now because I think they're done with Bo, and I hope Swagger kills Bo.
Nope, they're not done with Bo. I thought they were, but when I heard that music tonight, and the crowd had been dead for about 30 minutes leading up to it, they were happy to see Bo. I was happy to see Bo. Everybody but Daniel Taylor and Todd Ditzel was happy to see Bo, damn it. Bo Dallas. I'm happy. And he did a great job of saying how many people are in America and how Jack Swagger failed every single one of us. That was genius. The crowd loved it. That's gonna be a pre-show match probably at the next pay-per-view. So there you go. You can book that, Jack Swagger and Bo Dallas. Anybody got anything they want to add else on Jack Swagger's fall from grace?
I love the so I'm happy. I'm a happy man. I was gonna come and bitch and moan about Cesaro losing streak. I don't have to.
As long as he don't lose next week to Archer, I'm good. Like, if he goes out next week and Archer hits him with the finisher, I'm gonna be upset. What do we got next, Tanner?
We got another backstage segment with Jericho.
Man, Damien brought this point up earlier, and you know what I'm gonna do next week for the viewing audience? I'm gonna sit here and actually count, like, with a timer, every in-ring segment. I'm gonna, like, literally from start to finish, and total it up, and I'm gonna give you guys, when we go on air, the total number, week to week, of in-ring time that we get. And I'm not talking about a replay of a segment from last week, or earlier in the night, or a commercial, or any other crap that they use for filler. I'm talking wrestling. Because in a 3-hour show, we probably get wrestling about 35% of the time. Alright, but as far as the promo goes, Jericho was over with that crowd tonight, and Bray Wyatt was not. That's what I took from both promos. And I'll get that out of the way by just saying that. Anybody got anything to say about the promo?
Jericho was Jericho.
Me and Jericho.
Yep.
I believe in Bray Wyatt now.
So you believe in Bray Wyatt just because of the win? Was it only the win?
Yeah. He needed that win.
Wow. So you think wins and losses do affect Bray Wyatt?
Yeah. In my opinion, for the fact that he's been losing quite a bit in a lot of major matches, I think so.
I think that it helped him a lot, but I don't think it was make or break. Not on the level that you do, at least. Mark, you got anything you want to add to this?
Okay, so Chris Jericho, I think I mentioned it to Tony. He talks about getting crazy. He started to tonight. I don't think that this is the completion of how crazy Chris Jericho's tonight, but you could tell it in his eyes that he was a little bit more passionate tonight. I think he's going to continue to grow out the beard. I think he's going to go and completely rechange his character like he's known for doing. And I'm so glad that he put over Wyatt in the way that he did on the biggest stage, at least right now. So you have your second best, which I'm not even sure what the buy rates were for SummerSlam or how many additions to the network were added. But it probably got a little bit higher than what they were already at. I can guarantee you this sold some network subscriptions. And I'm glad that Wyatt went over there instead of Battlegrounds, honestly.
I'm hoping that with the beard, we get Y2 Wyatt. That would be a hell of a tag team. Let's give me them two together. That would be great. They would cut the best promos together as a team. What do we got next, Tanner?
We got the six-man tag team with Ryback, so Randy Orton versus Sheamus and Rob Van Dam and Roman Reigns.
I'm gonna let y'all cover this because, as you know, I'm on strike from any match that has Sheamus or six-man tags in it, so I'm out.
The match was just, it is what it is. I know the crowd was into it.
Really?
They came
Okay.
to, Ryback because, that's his hometown and all. So that was great to see that. Of course, I'm going to criticize Roman Reigns' limited moves and how convenient it is for Curtis Axel to just have his head at the bottom rope just for Roman Reigns to do his kick or whatever. I don't get what you
let's be in all fairness now. How many times has Dean Ambrose laid his head on a steel stair or a cinder block or something and just caused Seth Rollins to drive his head through whatever? Like Dean Ambrose.
But it's believable.
Not really. It's not believable if you're laying your head right on something knowing that you're going to kick my head through it. Like, and fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, then I'm a fucking dumbass. So, that's what I took from it. Damien, anything on this six-man?
Reigns need to start a tag match. He's never done it. He always come in when it's about to be a crazy finish. He has 5 fucking moves. You've been doing live shows as a singles for what?
2 years.
4 months now?
2 years. Oh, as singles? Probably, yeah. 4 or 5 months.
4 months?
Yeah.
And you cannot add anything? Something's wrong.
Something.
You have to be able to add.
And I'll tell you, let me go ahead and add this. Like, I know that it's only from the rumor mill, but with Vince pushing for The Rock to fight Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, that really throws a wrench into the plans here for Roman Reigns. Now, I'm not saying Roman Reigns deserves this spot, but you don't build Brock Lesnar up this long, this dominant, to have The Rock mean it. That doesn't make any sense from any business standpoint. But then again, you know what? I said John Cena meeting The Rock 3 years ago didn't make sense, and they told me to fuck off, and they gave the title to The Rock. So, I don't know. We're just gonna have to see how it goes. That's another subject for another time. I'm gonna go with Tanner. Shout out to Ryback getting that pop tonight. Ryback deserved it, damn it. Damien, anything else?
It makes sense in the fact that Brock's last match is going to be Reigns anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with that if they had to fight each other.
It makes sense. If he wanted to pass the torch to anybody, it would be him. And he don't even have the torch.
Well, then you gotta ask yourself, where does Daniel Bryan fit in and all this? Like, Daniel Bryan, is it gonna be a triple threat? Does he become part of the equation that way? Like, they're not gonna leave him out. They can't leave him out. It's impossible.
I know.
Daniel Bryan is going nowhere near the suplex man.
Yeah.
He's not. He's really not.
Yeah.
He's Mick Foley from this point out. He's only a transitional champion.
Really? can't see that at all, guys. I think he's gonna get a few long runs. That's just my opinion, but I think that they're definitely planning Daniel Bryan to be the guy to take John Cena's spot. I think he's the one. Mark, anything?
So, the Ryback chants, that was nice. They also actually popped for Randy and for Curtis Axel, so they like the whole entire heel team. Roman Reigns came in, they were like, I don't know. So, I understand he is John Cena 2.0. You mentioned the 5 moves of New Doom. The horrible mic skills, although I do have to say, John Cena had better mic skills starting out than Roman Reigns did. But he's like a look like The Rock. It's what The Rock would be if The Rock was John Cena, I think, to be honest. Yeah, except both The Rock and John Cena both have better mic skills, so it's a little bit shittier version.
Yeah. But you know what? It's not fair, though, because of the fact that Roman Reigns has only been doing this for like 2 years. Like, he played football and he went to college. Wrestling is new to him, relatively. So, I mean, it's in his blood, but he's still learning. He's learning on the job, but I don't think he's quite ready for that push that he's gonna get. I still think he's gonna get it. I think it's gonna be him. We'll just see. Time will tell. Alright, we're at the main event now. Is that it? Or?
We're at, once again, another backstage segment with Randy Orton and Ric Flair running into each other.
Alright, the only thing I want to add about this is, like I said earlier, it got no reaction. Like when he said, I don't want your opinion, Rick, they call me the legend killer. Like, that's where the crowd is supposed to be like, ooh. They didn't do shit, so.
I hope that wasn't an indication where Flair and Randy are going to make something, because I would hate to see that.
Go back and watch Taboo Tuesday. I forget what year it was. They had the fans vote on a first blood match, or it was a cage match or something where they had to bleed. Or maybe they didn't have to, but they both bled in the match, and Randy Orton, of course, destroyed Ric Flair. I do not want to see that either. But with Randy Orton, I don't think they care what they do. It doesn't matter to them. What do we got after this horrible segment?
Another segment, Bray Wyatt doing his promo.
Skip over that too, because the crowd was dead to that as well. He only just said, I'm the savior. I'm your new face and savior. Same thing he said there.
He's a man of his word.
Huh?
And he's a man of his word.
Yep, he is a man of his word. Except for when he says that I'm gonna beat you and I don't. So, okay.
Now we get to the Usos versus the Dust Brothers, or Rose Brothers, however you want to call them.
Remember how I said, like, there was like an hour of the show that was just totally dull? We're going through that hour right now, so if we're boring you listeners, I'm sorry. It's not our fault. Blame creative. Your tag team champions lost again. This is just what they do. They lose all their non-title matches, and they happen to win their title match. I'm just glad to see the Dust Brothers get a tag match. Like, they're actually on TV and they're not fighting Ryback, so good job. Yep, Usos lost though. That's all I got. Damien, anything?
Send their ass to NXT.
Let's go.
Stardust, Goldust, Fury Brothers, Dusty Boys. Send them home to Papa. Because they need to. I hate the gimmicks. I always hated Goldust. Only time he was funny to me was when he was with Booker T. The Usos, they're irrelevant to me. I wish they put the titles on somebody else. Honestly. It's overkill. It's been since WrestleMania.
I guarantee you the same crowd members that hold up those $9.99 signs are the same people that chant "Ooh, so." I guarantee you they are.
Yeah, probably. But
I hate those fans. I can't stand them. I want to punch them in the throat.
every title has changed since WrestleMania,
Yep.
except this one.
Or the U.S. title. U.S. title is just Sheamus never defends it. He doesn't have to. So he's Sheamus.
Hey, Ambrose ain't defended.
That's true, but you know what? If you got a belt like the U.S. title, if you want to have Rusev dominate somebody, have Rusev dominate the U.S. champion. Have him whoop Sheamus' ass, and have Rusev be your U.S. champion. That's what you do.
That's true.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got from this. Bart, you got anything you want to add on the tag match?
I like the Rhodes brothers, honestly. Gimmick or not, Cody can evolve with time. Cody's done some completely unique and different characters. Him actually showing the respect that he is to his brother and going down this bizarre path is going to lead them to the tag team titles or the Star Key Dust something, whatever. The Cosmic Key. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So that's going to lead to them getting the tag team titles. I don't know.
I hope not.
They can. I wish that the Usos lost it to the Wyatts, to be honest, though. That would have made more sense to me. And then have this Stardust and Goldust challenge the Wyatts for it.
I'm just upset that we don't get more Usos and Wyatt tag matches. Give me more of those. Tanner, anything on this?
Other than, I want to see more of this. Actually, it's about time that they got away from that finding of the Cosmic Key, whatever.
Yes.
Again, I'm assuming the Cosmic Key is the belt, and they're going after it. I mean, I'd rather see the Usos and Goldust and Stardust, feud than Big Show and Mark Henry go at it. But I want more of this. I enjoyed it.
Gotcha. Alright, we're gonna move on. What do we got next?
We got the Rusev and Lana comes out, gloat about SummerSlam.
I'm happy about this segment, and I'm gonna give it my segment of the night, and it has nothing to do with them. They were just partly part of it, because out of nowhere, the new man to save America is somebody that we can pop for and we can believe in. Mark Henry. He pulled double duty. It looks like he's gonna be a tag wrestler, and he's gonna whip Rusev's ass. So we're gonna get twice Mark, twice the sexual chocolate on Monday Night Raw. This is awesome. It's the first time that Rusev got completely made to look like a bitch, and that's what Mark Henry did. He squashed him. He came out and cut a great promo. The only thing that would have been better is if he would have called Lana a hoe when he told her to shut up. When he called her a hoe, the crowd would have ate that shit up. But other than that, this is awesome. Sign me up. Mark Henry and Rusev, two giants. Rusev better learn to put on some fucking boots. Because it seems like every time he kicks somebody, he's broken his foot. So I suggest that he put on some duct tape. I don't know what he can do to fix that problem, but he needs to tape that ankle up.
Yeah.
Tanner, anything you want to add on the match itself? Or the segment with Henry and...
I've said this before. I think I mentioned it on the post-show that it's like after Swagger, what do you do now with Rusev? And this is the answer. Henry. Mark Henry is a, good opponent to go against and to still represent the USA. Now, it gets you thinking like, okay, well, once they stop feuding, then who's next? Maybe Kurt Angle sometime next year, but that's a different story. I'm hyped up about this one right here. I want that match to happen soon, very soon. Because tired of Rusev, really. But this is good for Mark Henry. I'd rather see him being singles than him teaming up with the Big Show. But, like I said, maybe he will, be successful in double duty, being a tag team partner and a singles competitor.
Mark, you got anything on this?
I like the segment. Mark Henry fitting that. He is the next Olympic champion, you know? He is the Kurt Angle of this time, even though we might still be getting Kurt Angle later on down the line. He is, the void in it. And we found out tonight that it wasn't Swagger getting over, it was the crowd getting behind the USA chants because of how much heat Lana and Rusev were getting.
Yeah.
And now we finally have our guy that can do this.
Damien.
I liked it. Somebody gonna get their ass kicked.
Yeah.
I got hype.
Best
Only
theme
thing
music. Best theme music in the business.
Only thing that would have been better if Ron Simmons, Dino Brown, the Godfather would have came out with him.
No.
For those who don't know, Daniel Tanner is more against the new Nation of Domination than he is Bo Dallas. He hates the idea of bringing this new NOD together, but you're not going to have to worry about it, because they're dead. They're just... This confirms it tonight, actually. Like, if there was any thought that Mark Henry was going to be the leader of this new NOD, it's gone, because now he's wearing red, white, and blue, and he's teaming with Andre the Giant's son. So, that's going to be his new role in life. So, kudos to Mark. You're going to carry America and Giants on your back. Good job. What do we got next?
Next, we got they were talking about John Cena being there next week to address the WWE Network, or the universe. But the next match really was the Fall Count Anywhere match between Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins.
Kinda underwhelming until the ending. It started out slow to me. Picked up though, pretty quick. Of course the ending was great. They always make Dean look like $1 million. And, you know, the ending, it really upset me. I know he's gotta go away to make this movie. I wish they could work a schedule out like Cena had, to where he had Mondays off of filming, so he could at least, you know, be at every other taping, because I feel like the show needs Dean Ambrose. He gets the loudest pop out of anyone, by far, now that Daniel Bryan is gone. Even over Dolph. Dean's pops are over Dolph now. We're gonna miss him, I think. I hope it's not long that he's gone, because we need him there. That's what I took from it. But other than that, great match. If that's his send-off for a while, they did a good job of doing it. I love when they have gimmick matches. And you can have them two wrestling, like I said the other day, in Antarctica. And I would try to find a way to watch it. Sign me up. That's what I took from it. Damien, any thoughts on the main event tonight?
Dean's popped are just as loud as Daniel Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel Bryan popped. The match, loved it. I love the chair. I love the power bomb in the chairs.
Oh, it was awesome.
Even though the fact that Kane didn't break the table is even better for me.
Right.
He botched the table.
You get, like, the crowd was getting pissed with Kane even being out there. Like, when they had, all the elements were together, and then Kane came in and fucked everything up for everybody.
Yep.
Tanner, thoughts on the main event?
Ambrose is the legend. I just want to say that I'll get more into him in my final thoughts, but Dean Ambrose is the legend.
I want everybody.
This was a great match.
I want everybody to know that before Dean Ambrose. When there was a John Boxley, yours truly, Hell's Wills, was on board. When the Shield started, everybody was like, Seth Rollins is the architect. Roman Reigns is the muscle. No, fuck that. I said Dean Ambrose was gonna be the guy. That was me. Damn it. So Dean Ambrose, if you're listening, you're number one fan. I called that shit. That's what I'm gonna say about that. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, great match. Bart, anything you want to add? And then I'll get back to Daniel leaning into his final thought.
So, both of them can wrestle their ass off. They are products that they did not need to go down to NXT. And honestly, probably Kevin Steen and a few others as well. But Kane in the ending, I really hate Kane just messing shit up like that. Seth Rollins could have put his head through those
Blocks.
salt blocks
Yeah.
by himself, you know? I mean, it didn't need Kane to be down there to do that. The match could have lasted another 10 minutes, Kane minus Kane, and still been a wonderful match. I understand he has to go film, whatever. He'll come back to a huge pop. I can guarantee it. Probably maybe the Rumble.
Nice.
Before that.
Yeah, probably before that. Maybe Survivor Series. Tanner, your final thought on the night, and then you can cover your best and worst and MVP while you're at it.
Final thought. Why can't Dean Ambrose be that guy instead of Roman Reigns to face Brock Lesnar? I mean, Dean Ambrose, like I said, is the legend. He is great. You know, I mean, of course, you got to finish out this feud with Seth Rollins, though, but who cares? Give him a big push. I think he deserves it. I mean, win or lose, he's been great. He's a great character. He's a class actor. He's just awesome. Another thing, why are you guys getting rid of so many storylines or angles at a short notice? Why can't you use one of the Bellas to say, hey, I cheated on, Daniel Bryan? Like I said earlier, this could be a great storyline to have Jealous Cena emerge into a possible heel. I mean, that's the way they should go. And by the way, the belt size is ugly, horrible. Yeah, that's pretty much it about for my final thought. Best segment of the night, I have to say the Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. Worst part, I would say, I'm just gonna be a hater and say Bo Dallas.
Fingers.
And MVP is Dean Ambrose. No, I take that back. MVP of the night, Paul Heyman.
Nice. I mean, you can do that every single week, really. Damien, you want to go ahead and give us your final thought and your rundown of MVP and best and worst segment?
Final thought. One new storyline. They could have wrote this before SummerSlam. They could have wrote a new story. They didn't. That segment of the night, somebody gonna get their ass kicked.
Yeah.
Worst segment, Brock holding the Brock's belt.
Pretty much.
MVP, Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman gets 2 votes. Mark Pitts.
Very, very important for years and years to come. So they get the best segment of the night because that was an amazing match up until the point where Kane ruined it. MVP goes to Paul Heyman as well. Because not only did you tease us at a Cena heel turn going with Paul Heyman but you also cut some of the best promos ever every time you step on the mic. The worst segment of the night, I'm probably going to have to go with the opening segment, even though Stephanie was in it.
I will end with my final thought. And my final thought is going to go along the lines of what Daniel said, but I'm going to elaborate a little further. The Megan Miller storyline. They brought it up in the night, and as Daniel said, Daniel thinks they're going to shy away from it. I think by bringing it up, they're not going to shy away from it. And like I said earlier, when you have a face like Daniel Bryan, who is recently married to somebody like Avery Villa, it's not believable that he's going to sleep with some woman, especially not a woman ugly as a Claire Lynch wannabe. It doesn't make sense. Now, if it were Nikki Bella, that is fine. But because it's not, they need to just stop. Just drop it. So they can't drop that. But they can drop the fact that Triple H left his wife in jail to do a business deal with Paul Heyman, who Stephanie loathes. Like, it just doesn't make sense. These storylines write themselves, and they drop them for some dumb reason. And that's what I got to say about that. I'm going to say that my MVP of the night, I'm going to have to go to the clean sweep. I got to give it to Heyman for the same reason Bark and everybody else said. You know, for teasing the Cena thing, that was great. For talking for Brock and not handing Brock the microphone, that was great. And that pretty much got him over. My worst segment of the night, as I already said earlier, was the Divas, beginning opening segment. It was terrible. Stephanie did okay, but once Nabella showed up, the rest was terrible. My best segment, of course, is going to be the Mark Henry thing as well. So that'll do it for this week on the Raw Reaction Show. As always, you can follow us on Twitter at Goons Radio, YouTube is at The Wrestling Goons, and Facebook at The Wrestling Goons. Forgot real quick, we're going to grade it real quick. I'm going to give Raw a C+ for this week. I think it was inconsistent at best. Had ups and downs, but that was could have been a lot better. Damien, what are you going to grade Raw this week?
D+.
D+.
It wasn't much great.
Not really.
Alright, I give it D+ because of Robert's Connection Pros. But it was terrible.
Tanner?
I'm going to give it a C+ because of Brock Lesnar, the God, and Paul Heyman, the rest of the God too, and Dean Ambrose, the legend.
Mark, what are you going to grade Raw?
I'm probably going to give Raw a B-. I mean, some of the segments were boring as crap, but they did go along further some feuds that we had some questions about. Where does Swagger go after this? Where does Rusev go after this? So we found out a lot of things. We know whose feuds are continuing tonight, so it progressed the storyline somewhat. We know Dean Ambrose is out now. Is Seth Rollins going to cash in on the Beast? So we got a lot covered.
One quick update. This week at Triple Mania for AAA promotion, I think that's what they call it, Alberto Del Rio did cut his first in-ring promo since leaving WWE with his father, and they also played a video of Rey Mysterio. They begging the WWE pretty much to cut him out of his contract, and they had hashtag Free Rey. So Rey Mysterio is in hot water with the WWE. They are mad at Del Rio, and they can get over it. That's how all of us at the Wrestling Goons feel. We support Alberto Del Rio all the way. So for all of us, for Damian Lawson, for Daniel Tanner, for Mark Pitts, and for myself, Anthony Hammond, we will catch you this weekend, and we will see you on the flip side.